Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. So, this weekend there have been a number of protests about the death of George Floyd, and there's been some debate that I really don't agree with. Um, but, you know, First, let me mention that there are protests that are happening not only across the United States, but protests that are happening in major cities around the world. There have been protests in London. I've heard of protests in Moscow, um, different cities in Europe, and even in Iran. So if you think that this has nothing to do with anything but George Floyd's race, you're absolutely wrong. This is about the fact that the police are supposed to protect us. They are not supposed to be killing us. Yeah, and you think like Iran is this horrible authoritarian state, country, or Russia is, and they're protesting the behavior of our police. You need to think about that. Now, as far as this being purely racist, and that there have been people that have been saying, well, if he wasn't black, these protests wouldn't be happening. In 2014, I was living in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And there was a homeless man, that was killed by the Albuquerque police, or at least the county sheriffs. His crime was camping out without a permit in a national park or in an unauthorized area. There were protests in a number of cities over Boyd's death. And guess what? He was not black. He was white. This doesn't have to do with race. While yes, I absolutely agree, that black people are subjected to police abuse far more often than the members of other races. This is about police abuse. This is about the fact that police abuse is rarely ever punished. Even if charges are brought against them, eventually the charges are dropped, they are acquitted, they get off with probation or something like that. They don't spend time in prison for committing murder. That is what this is about. This is about corruption. This is about the fact that the people that are supposed to keep us safe are instead making us less safe. There goes my camera again. Okay, let's just do this. Once again. Sorry about that, folks. All right, anyway. This is something that we all should be concerned about. I don't care how privileged you think you are. The more that we keep on having a militarized police force across this country, the more the standards that are set for the police keep on declining. The more we're going to keep seeing this. Did you know that if you apply for the police department and your IQ is too high, you are highly likely to be rejected? This is a fact. The police turn down applicants that are too intelligent. You can look this up. They literally look for people of average or low intelligence, or low average intelligence, okay? I heard a police officer one time in a direct conversation with another officer saying that he had applied for the military to become an MP, a military police officer. He could not pass the entrance exam. So instead, he became a municipal police officer and was handed a gun to police the streets of our cities. Think about that. He could not pass the military entrance exam. This was in the early 90s that this happened, that this conversation happened. So, I understand they've increased the criteria for entering the military now. But back then, as long as you had an IQ average of 100, you had a high school diploma or a GED, you were in. That was it. So he couldn't meet that criteria. The majority of police have, and this is proven fact, the majority of police have histories of domestic violence. At least 70% of police have reported histories of domestic violence. And that's just what's reported. It's time for our police to be held to a higher standard. It's time for public oversight of our police forces. It is time for our city and state, all of our government at every level, to be holding them accountable. That is what this is about. All right, I'm keeping this one short. Please share this video. Talk about these subjects. If you can, please donate $1 a month and help me expand the channel. And I hope you have a good Sunday.